Welcome back to the Gridiron Goons. I'm your host, Brandon. I'm with the Preacher Man.
What up?
I'm with Sean O'Mac.
What up?
And we're back with our Thursday episode. A lot of stuff to talk about from last week. Going into this week, if you saw the post on Facebook and TikTok and you're here, thank you for coming. We're going to get right into it. Guys, Davante Adams.
Dude.
He wants a trade out of Vegas. We knew it was coming. We just didn't think it'd be right now. He didn't play last week with his hurt hamstring, so it's got to hurt, his trade value a little bit. A lot of cool places I'd like to see him go. What are you guys thinking?
Well, reports are that the Raiders won a second-round pick for Davante Adams, so there's a whole host of teams that need a wide receiver. Kansas City Chiefs desperately need a wide receiver with Rashee Rice with his ACL.
Good God.
We're going to touch on that later, but, they need a wide receiver. Could he go to the Jets and be paired up with Aaron Rodgers again? That was a nasty combo in Green Bay when they were together. Green Bay is Green Bay even on the market? I know, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and the host of young talent in Green Bay, but does he go back home?
Just ridiculous.
Why don't we just stay in the NFC North? Vikings, Sam Darnold's lighting it up.
How cool would Davante Adams and Justin Jefferson be? It was Jefferson's idol coming into the league. Everybody wanted to be like Davante.
Yeah.
How cool would it be for Jefferson to get to play side by side with his idol?
Well, and the other thing, too, is they beat the Packers on Sunday, unfortunately, but now you're in the captain's seat.
He doesn't even have to go back to Lambeau.
Right. But, you're in the captain's seat to run the rest of the NFC North. Honestly, if you get Davante Adams in Minnesota, if you're a Vikings fan, I know Meth Head Keth right now, he's probably begging. And if he got that, he'd be ecstatic. He'd be like, we're going to win the North. I think of teams like, the Jets, but the Bills need a...
Him on the Bills would be
him and Allen, for sure.
I think if we're looking at places, the Bills, to me, make the most sense.
Yeah, Bills or Chiefs make the most sense to me as well. I'm with you. I think if he's going to go anywhere, I think that would be good. What do you think?
Well, I was going to say Buffalo. I could totally see that happening.
That'd be awesome.
I could really see that happening.
Now, what about somewhere like the Chargers as well? Because I know Ladd McConkey's, he's doing his thing. You could definitely tell he's a rookie. You imagine trying to learn behind Davante Adams? Like, oh my God, propel him into the next level.
What about Pittsburgh?
I don't think he'd want to go there because of the quarterback situation, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I think he wants to go somewhere with an established quarterback. He wants to go for a title, I think. He wants to go for his ring. What do you think?
As Pittsburgh would benefit from Davante Adams, I don't know if that's the connecting piece they need for Justin Fields.
Right.
And if you're giving up a second-round pick, if we're looking at Pittsburgh, which almost won and went 4-0,
right.
Do you really feel is Davante Adams that piece that you need? Or do you feel like you can keep that second-round pick and pursue another option in the offseason in that pick, and absolutely help their team a little bit more? What about, now this is crazy.
I love where you're going with it.
I like crazy. Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay. You said it was crazy. You didn't say it was fucking nuts.
It is nuts. It would be an absolutely balls-to-the-wall nuts.
He doesn't want to go to the Red Rifle.
He doesn't want to go there.
That's the Ginger Jesus you're talking about.
But does he have a no-trade clause?
No, that's why they're trading.
Well, yeah. So, does he really have a say?
But do you think it'll be like the same way like your Niners are trying to give Ayuk? We want to send you somewhere you want to go.
I think this is different. Because with Ayuk, it was a contract negotiation.
So you think this is the price?
I think this is the price you're going to pay, and whatever team wants to pay that price is getting Davante Adams.
You think it's first come, first serve?
It's whoever shows up first. I really do.
Oh, wow.
What about Baltimore?
I can see it happening.
Baltimore.
That would be nasty.
Yeah, it would.
Baltimore is in a position where I think they'd benefit from Adams
benefit a
being
lot.
there.
Yeah.
I mean,
because Flowers and likely because Andrews is just blocker now.
right.
Because it's obvious Lamar's over using his tight ends.
Yeah, that's
Right.
for sure. But I mean, as long as you got Derrick Henry running the show, I don't think they need anything else.
Right, but I mean,
Like, good Lord.
Andrews hasn't done jack squat this year.
No.
You know, I mean, that does provide another, weapon, veteran guy in your locker room.
It does.
To take helm. What about...
Preach.
Go ahead, Preach.
What about, I don't know. I mean, no, definitely not Dallas.
No.
What teams
Commanders.
that?
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a dark horse team that,
That wouldn't be bad.
I mean, Scary Terry on one side.
But I'm also... You got to think of what team is willing to give up that second-round pick. With the Commanders, they're obviously in a rebuild. I know they just, their offense is on fire.
And
Ridiculous.
That's what brings me back to what I think it's going to be one of the top tier teams that actually have a chance to reach Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're already set. We bring in this piece, makes us even better.
Yes. And that's why I think it should be either Chiefs, Bills. Ravens is a good option as well, for sure. I didn't even think of them. I'm just thinking, the Bills, they have their clear-cut one now in Shakir. But let's be honest, he could be better.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really nice pickup for them. But they're also kind of in a rebuild, too. I mean, they got rid of half their defense last year. Yes, their defense is playing phenomenal, which I was wrong about, too. But they got it. They got to start putting some pieces in there, too. They need some clear-cut guys.
It's going to be definitely interesting to see where this thing goes.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
excited about it.
So am I.
And
a month before the deadline.
So we also have to include this too. Shefty did also state that it is a second round and additional compensation. So it's just not the second round.
Wow.
So that, I mean...
I bet a first round would get it done.
Right, I mean...
You know what? You should call Shanahan and see if they'll send Ayuk's bum ass over there.
I mean... but Adams is dealing with a...
He is dealing with his hamstring injury, and we all know how I feel about hamstrings. I tried to dish him out yesterday. I tried to send his ass out.
The hamstring news is just a smokescreen. He told him, I ain't playing.
Oh.
You know what? It's...
Because if you remember because they aired him on Hard Knocks, and they caught a shot of him. He's like, I got to get the F out of here.
Yeah. In the receiver...
Before I get killed.
Yeah, in the receiver show, he was like, I've never taken so many hits in my life.
Yeah, that's what it was. Not Hard Knocks, the receiver
Yeah,
show. I
it was
forget
receiver
the
on
name of it.
Netflix. Yeah.
I mean, what about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Here's the thing is I'll never turn down Davante Adams, but if we're going to get another target, we need a tight end.
Okay.
K-Dot, I stuck up for you long enough. You're not it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
You would be a great backup. You'd be a great two. You're just not the guy.
Oh.
You're not the one.
What about the ATL?
That's not terrible.
But Kirko changed.
Preach.
What say you?
Kirk Cousins, though, does not look like former Kirk Cousins. And
Neither does Rodgers, and we're thinking
that's
about he
true.
might pop on the
well,
Jets.
I just think that's because of personal friendship between Rodgers and Adam.
He would get
past.
the target share
Right.
immediately.
Right.
It would be same
Garrett
day.
Wilson's value, even more than it is now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, so I think that's kind of a huge thing. I guess, if you are coming from TikTok or Facebook, welcome to the show. We're just a bunch of goons who talk about NFL happenings. This podcast is releasing on Thursday. We're recording, obviously, on Tuesday. So we usually break down, injuries from the past week and then kind of preview the Thursday game. So
And highlights.
Well, is there anything else on the Davante Adams we want to talk about here?
No, but I want to steamroll right into Rashid Rice, just like Mahomes did.
No.
He steamrolled right into his ass.
He did. He got him good, too.
Dude, he looked like prime Ray Lewis out there. It was just Patrick Mahomes hitting his own guy. He said, I got picked off. See you later, number one target.
So what does this mean for Kansas City moving forward? If they don't land...
Remember how I was just bitching about Travis Kelce?
Right.
He's here now. He's got to be.
Right. I mean, what happens if they don't land a guy like Davante Adams?
That they should be offering whatever the Raiders want, even though it is a division rival, which I don't think he'll go to KC just on that simple reason. But
I really think they bring someone in by the deadline. Don't know who. The Chiefs bring in a wide receiver.
You know who
They have. I mean,
I got a cool idea of who they might call. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to see Julio Jones? He just retired last year. I mean,
I've always loved Julio.
Julio
Since
Jones
back
is
in
a
his
thug.
Alabama days. He's a great football player. And I think he can
I
still
had
get it done.
I had to fear him for years when he was on the Falcons. So I don't know. I love it.
I mean...
I think Julio Jones could be a really cool dark horse for the Chiefs. I think that'd be sick, for sure.
They're going to bring back Kadarius.
Tony.
He's going to save the season.
Speaking of other guys who potentially save seasons, I know it's not, fully injury for that person base, but not on the list. Joe Flacco took over the role in Indy last week and brought him back for the win. Is this moving forward if Anthony Richardson continues to get benched?
Well, he's not benched. He got the hit point.
I understand. But, I'm saying, if he were to be benched for Flacco, is Flacco in a position to do what he did last year in Cleveland?
Absolutely. He can be a starter on 10 teams right now, including the one he's on. We all know I like Anthony Richardson more than the next guy, but this season he's really let me down. I thought for sure he was going to be a top 10 guy. He was money for me.
Yeah, I mean, you and I said dark horse.
Dark horse won is what we said, and we looked stupid.
A lot of people did.
Absolutely stupid.
It's ridiculous. But remember, again, someone I was bitching about last week, I had to start Michael Pittman. I was telling you about it.
He actually
because
showed up.
Davante got hurt. I had to put Pittman in, and I was like, damn, I'm really going to lose now.
How excited would you be if Davante Adams did go to the Chiefs?
That'd be
on your
amazing
roster.
For me. But what I'm saying is when I saw Richardson go down, I don't like when players get hurt, so please don't take that out of context. But when Richardson went down and I saw Flacco put the helmet on, I said, oh, baby, I'm in for some points now from Pittman.
And you know what? Speaking of Richardson, this might be the best thing for him.
Yes.
Even when he is healthy.
Yes.
Even when he is healthy. You can clearly see through the first 3 weeks, he's not ready. You got to remember, last year when he was a rookie, he only played, 3 games before
3.
Yeah.
2.5.
Even if he does get healthy, this may be the best thing. Watch a veteran. Watch Flacco.
Watch Flacco.
It's not going to hurt you. I mean...
You have your whole career ahead of you. Fuck the stats. Get out there, man. He's really, honestly, the next Cam Newton. He's just not there yet.
Yeah.
He has the same build. He's an inch shorter and 10 pounds heavier. Just as fast.
He's still very raw. He missed all that time last year.
Yes.
And he's only got 3 games this year.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean...
Poor decision making, and I'm telling you, I'm with you, Preach. If he can just hunker down, watch Flacco. Because let's be honest, Flacco as a backup quarterback looks like an all-time great.
Right, I mean, Flacco last year coming in saved the Browns season and brought him into the playoffs,
Yes, the second round of the playoffs.
I mean, that's just, it's kind of something to watch for there in Indy.
And I don't know who their tight end is, but it's
He's about to get some
Flacco
work.
loves the tight end. So remember
get work.
Njoku, and I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He's hurt still. Maybe.
You're salty about that.
I actually am.
Why don't you bring that up?
So I don't really want to because it's irrelevant. But David Njoku, there was reports that so he obviously Njoku's been out with an ankle injury for most of the first half of the year. Was on the injury list, did not travel with the team to Las Vegas, and was spotted at Cedar Point riding roller coasters. I would assume he was. I would assume he was probably carted from ride to ride and didn't actually walk through the park. But
He's so mad.
that's still like. I mean, okay. Look, in our redraft league, I had to punt the tight end position because everybody decided in the third round to take a tight end. And by the time it got to me, there was absolutely nobody left.
Yeah.
I ended up getting Njoku, which, wasn't terrible. In my opinion, wasn't the worst tight end I ever could have.
No.
But it wasn't the best. And for me, this kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. Trust me, I love roller coasters, but if you hurt and you're on the NFL, maybe if you want to go ride roller coasters, get a personal
somewhere else.
Go sometime else, or see if you can call them up and be like, hey, can I get in there an hour before the park opens up for the day so I can ride some coasters so I don't get seen or whatever. So I don't know what that really says. Is he almost better to play, but he wasn't ready? He wasn't in NFL shape to play. This past week, I know he kind of moved to that questionable realm. Or was it more of a, he's I'm not playing because I don't want to play? I don't know. But anyhow.
I'm not playing, so I'm going to have fun.
Right, I digress. I understand. I would want to have fun too. But it's kind of dude, if you're ready to go, just go play. But,
I get it.
You're back to injuries. Last Thursday, we saw 2 injuries. Micah Parsons with an ankle injury. Malik Neighbors with a concussion injury.
Yeah.
What does this mean moving forward for the Giants and Malik Neighbors?
Their offense is now gone. I am giving 100% of the credit of the Giants' offense to Neighbors. No. He opened up the gates so Singletary can run. Danny Dimes has more time in the pocket, which is actually some credit to him and his O-line, but Neighbors is the reason that offense moves, and it's very clear. He will be top 10 at the end of this season, very easily, in my opinion. I think he is going to be widely regarded as a top 10 wide receiver, if not higher. He'll be a first-round fantasy pick next season. That guy, even if he shits the bed for the whole rest of the season, he showed the greatness, showed what he needs to show. He's a lock forever.
Just imagine once they get a competent quarterback in there.
Oh, I know. Insanity. So he did get that concussion Thursday Night Football. In theory, if it was, rather mild, he should be able to play next Sunday.
Should be.
So if everything goes good, it's not as bad as, how it might have looked. He should be okay to play. If he does play, start his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He's a lineup lock rest of the season. We don't need to keep saying it, but I will say it one more time. Lineup lock rest of the season. I don't give a shit who he's playing.
Yeah.
What about Singletary? Give a little bit of love to him. He's
know what?
Balling.
He fucked me last week pretty
he?
bad. He got 4 points. But up until then, I did give him his flowers last week. He's been doing 14, 15 every game. He's been solid, so I'll let him slide for the 1 week.
I think Neighbors is probably that glue that holds everything together,
Me too.
though. Because Neighbors allows them to run the ball more. For the Giants, I would actually... I know this is probably not in the realm of possibilities for Davante Adams to go to the Giants.
No.
But... Danny Dimes has not shown that he's the best quarterback around, but I think Danny Dimes has improved from last year to this year.
Yeah, I definitely...
Because of Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
And if the Giants can get their offense established and then get a quarterback, whether that's a veteran quarterback in free agency or a rookie quarterback, that's a really good rookie quarterback and bring him into that system that's already developed, I think they'd be contenders. You know, and I think this is, his concussion. Like, hopefully it's just mild. Hopefully he's good to go. But I think that the Giants are a team emerging and hopeful that they can progress into something else. On the other hand, in that game, Micah Parsons with an ankle injury.
He's out for some weeks.
And so
what is...
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the latest.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
That means the already not good Dallas defense is going to be way worse.
Yes.
So if you got the Dallas defense in fantasy, I know it's really hard to trade defenses. See if you can get one over on somebody. Because it does not look good.
Went from looking hot to looking not. So
really quickly, too.
Yeah, I mean,
really
trust
quickly.
me, I have them on my team.
I remember I honeypotted.
Yeah, you did.
Because I stole the Jets.
Yeah, I was kind of, honestly, I was a little excited to have the boys because I thought they were going to be a pretty good defense.
Yeah, week 1, you were like, hell yeah.
Week 2,
you said,
like,
oh no.
So,
to your credit, though, about Danny Dimes going back, you said he looks pretty decent. I give him at least top 32 qualities. He's ass. I don't.
Okay.
He's ass.
Okay.
Top 32.
From a
at best
top 32 quarterback to a quarterback on the injury bug or on the IR,
bug?
not injury.
Come
bug,
on back now.
But the IR. What do we think with Miami?
Throwing gang signs, homie.
I said it last week. I'll say it again. I'm still not understanding fully why Tannehill's not in that building.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like we were talking that the Giants needed Tannehill. You want to talk about a team that really needs him? It's them Dolphins. Tannehill's not a top 10 guy. He's not even top 32, but he's better than Skylar Huntley. Better than Skylar Thompson.
I don't get that one.
Yeah.
Maybe they're working out some guys. I don't know.
Maybe they have no cap space for him. But you gotta assume he wants to make even a little bit of money.
I know Tyreek's not happy. Did you see him throw his rant last night?
He's mad. Oh yeah, he's not happy. Yeah, his last good season, in my opinion, because I think he's going to start really slowing down, is being wasted, and he sees it. Not looking too hot over there in Miami.
Well, unfortunately for Miami, they got some huge questions to deal with. The last thing, kind of in news-wise, Von Miller suspended
4 games.
For 4 games at least under the league's personal conduct policy. Shefty is reporting that it was due to a altercation with his girlfriend.
Oh my God!
From last year?
From last year.
That's still a thing?
But I mean,
he probably did it again.
That's allegations coming out. I mean, that's first reports, allegedly. So I mean, what do we think for Von Miller's 4-game suspension here?
I haven't heard his name called once in the last 2 years, so I don't think it matters.
So I mean, it's at least relevant news enough. He's a big name guy, but
he is.
Hasn't really done anything.
But
recently.
in the last 2 years, he's been.
Is it paid or unpaid?
I don't know.
I love paid time off.
I mean, I love paid time off too, but I don't know if I would be giving him paid time off for this.
I hear you. So moving on, I want to talk about some highlights, maybe some upsets.
Yeah.
One highlight that I'm going to visualize to you because we can't get the licensing from the NFL, so we can't show you anything. But did you guys see the Jared Goff to Montgomery pass? Caught it, turned around, put Witherspoon on his ass.
I did not.
He sticked that boy into the ground. Oh, it was awesome.
I didn't know Madden was in real life.
You should have seen it. It looked like a Madden play. He caught it, did a 180. Witherspoon was right there. Bow! You heard the crack in the nosebleeds, I guarantee it.
I'm pretty sure you heard the crack where we live.
Yes, I heard it. I heard it. Oh my God, it was awesome. Look it up. David Montgomery puts Witherspoon on his ass. Look it up. It's awesome. Just saying. So sick. Anyway.
Yeah. I think another shout out that I gotta have from the homerism standpoint.
Oh, no.
Jordan Love coming back his first game. I know he threw a couple picks.
Looking awful first half.
But second half,
wow,
dude, flipped it around. I started him over Baker Mayfield, and at first half,
you said, "Oh
I was
no!"
like, I made the wrong choice. By the end of the game, I was like, "Yeah, man."
Did he finish QB1
this week?
Do we know?
Yeah. Love?
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Yes, I believe so.
And that, you know what's even crazier? He threw 3 picks, right? That's -6 points. Like, for the interceptions. And to still get QB1 with no rushing upside is bonkers.
Unless Daniels beat him.
QB2.
I don't think... Who beat him? Do you know? I know it wasn't...
Justin Fields?
Oh, it probably was Fields. Fields had an absolute game. Anyway, while we're looking that up, just that is impressive.
It is Justin Fields.
Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers.
I mean, I couldn't necessarily gone wrong because third on the list was Baker Mayfield with 28.9
That's
points.
true.
So, I mean,
You had a
either
win-win.
way, it was a good
Win-win.
win-win for a quarterback round. But
Shout out them Lions unis last night.
Dude, them helmets are hard,
Yes.
bro.
Yes.
Good God, man. Those helmets are so hard.
It's bad. Dude.
I'm
It's
not a
awesome.
Lions fan. I want one.
Yeah.
I want one bad. That thing kicks ass.
you shout out another guy,
I'm about
King
to shout
Henry.
him out. Oh, dude.
King Henry.
Vintage Henry.
Yes, he looks
one-
like he's 25.
199 rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. I mean,
Another level.
is
Is he 31? It doesn't look like it.
no, he's 30.
30.
Okay.
Whatever. He don't look like it.
Whatever.
That's for damn sure. But speaking about people we want to shout out, Baker did have that bad week 3 game.
Yes.
But coming back week 4, looking like he has the whole time, you cannot argue that he's not top 10. If you guys have an argument, I'd love to hear it. But everybody has down weeks. Look at Josh Allen. That's all I have to say. That dude is top 10. And the reason that offense moves is Mike Evans. Look at the 2 games that the one game we lost against Denver and the game against the Lions where we barely squeaked out the win. Mike Evans was not involved. He just wasn't. He put up shit fantasy numbers. He wasn't involved, okay? When Mike is involved, that offense flies. You can't stop our offense. You can stop our run. You can't stop our pass. It is nuts. And it is Baker conducting that train, running it right through the center of town. See you later. Just a little hint for later. The bet of the week is all Bucks, baby. Except for Kirk Cousins. I threw him a bone. You'll hear later. Anyway.
Kirk Cousins?
I put him in there.
Sean.
I gave it a shot.
Yes.
Sean.
Yes.
Do you have anybody to shout out?
I do. Fred Warner. Did you
Pick
see
6.
his pick 6?
I did. It was legit.
That was awesome.
That kicked ass. I'm with you on that.
But
then what happened?
You hurt his ankle day to day. More to cover that. Goes with the theme in San Francisco
Those
this
are
year.
the theme. And they put up 26 points.
I don't know what's going on out there, dude.
Fantasy wise, they put up 26.
You know
points.
what? F it. Let's put it on Shanahan. It's all Shanahan.
Whoa.
You want to?
Do you want this?
No.
Oh.
No.
No flags.
No flags.
Sorry.
No Grant Rant.
No.
God, it's just
It
brewing.
is steaming.
Eventually, it's gonna come out and it's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be wild.
He's gonna blow the mic out.
He probably will. Honestly.
Preach.
Oh, sorry.
What
My
say you?
bad. San Francisco needs a lot of help right now, and
They need IU
We
off
need-
the field.
they need Davante.
We got the players. We just need doctors.
If you are a registered doctor, buy a plane ticket to San Francisco. They'll probably take you.
Yeah, they'll pay you big money. I bet. It's Not good over there in San Fran.
Let's talk about rankings, man.
We're going to Stat City, featuring the Gridiron.
We haven't done this in the first 4 weeks of the year, but I figured in week 5 we at least have a good enough sample size to break down. We're going to walk through the throwing yards, the throwing QB yards, QB touchdowns, and then rushing yards, and then receiving yards, rushing touchdowns, and receiving touchdowns. There's a whole lot of them buying for a couple of touchdowns. So let's kind of get in the list here with throwing yards. We'll start from 5 and go to 1. So Jared Goff is 5th with 1,015 yards. 4th, C.J. Stroud, 1,054 yards.
Crazy.
Dak Prescott, 1,072 yards. Brock Purdy, even with a hurt San Francisco offense, 1,130. And in first place from the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, 1,182 yards.
It's probably all them rack yards that DK's getting when he's just wide open and can run down the field.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's throwing yards. Let's roll into throwing the touchdowns from our quarterbacks, because this list compares way differently than the former mentioned yards list. In first with 11 touchdowns.
Who's that? Who's that?
Oh, maybe one of the top quarterbacks right now in the league. Sam Darnold.
It's got to be the top.
Sam Darnold, 11 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield in second with 8 touchdowns.
Gotta love that.
Tied for third is Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow was 7. And then tied for fifth, fourth, whatever you want to call it, is Derek Carr, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, and C.J. Stroud, all with 6 touchdowns in the air. And then there's just a whole another horse with 5, whole another horse with 4, and then we get to the back markers with 3s and 2s.
Can I shout out Jared Goff for just 1 second?
Yes.
He already has more receiving touchdowns than Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Sam Laporta, Brandon Ayuk, and Jalen Waddle.
What?
He has more receiving touchdowns. Because last night he caught a pass from Amon-Ra.
Oh.
Not the other way around. No.
Oh.
And I'll shout out Jared Goff again. You guys know I'm not high on Jared Goff, but last night's performance, 18 for 18. He didn't throw an incomplete pass.
That was perfect.
He is the only quarterback in NFL history to play a full game and not throw an incompletion. Not an interception, an incompletion. He is 1 of 1.
Wild.
And he caught a touchdown pass.
You know who's been high on golf?
Who?
Terry? Are you here?
But let's be honest, he's really high on any Lions. Because
He
he's a
is.
Lions fan.
He's a Lions fan.
Even though he's
second with air quotes.
Yes. To the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is his first
Favorite
team.
Okay, Terry.
Terry?
No lightning strike this week, bud.
No way.
No way. All right,
outta here.
let's get into the rushing side of this coin here.
Okay.
Rushing yardage.
Oh.
Let's go from 5 to 1 on this.
5 to 1.
5 to 1.
I like the mods. You know, man.
Jonathan Taylor with 349. Alvin Kamara fourth with 362.
2 games did that.
Saquon Barkley with 435.
Looking like a monster.
The new number 1 maybe might take over for the... Did you get it?
It was a Gannett. Did you Miyagi that shit?
Yeah!
You're gonna
I'm
blow
sorry.
the mic out.
I'm sorry. I know we're recording.
That
but
was
it's
really
really bothering
awesome.
me.
That was
He just
awesome.
Miyagi'd that bitch.
Dude, I was going to say the second place running back
Yes.
taking over CMC's position. It might just be the number one in San Francisco now. I mean, he hasn't
not
came
playing this
back.
C-Mac's out for the season. Madden curse caught up.
Yep, Jordan Mason,
That
447.
damn Madden curse, bro.
Dude, it's been dormant for 8 years. 8!
It makes sense. It comes back when there's a Niners player on the cover.
I'm telling you, dude, he ain't coming back this year. Jordan Mason second with 447, and number one, King Henry back to the top with 480.
Yeah, he's going to stay there. Like, good God. That man's unstoppable. This is the offense me and you were talking about.
It is. It is.
That is exactly what we thought. We were so high on it, bro.
I mean, I'm glad that Derrick Henry actually has a place where he can show that he still has it.
Yeah,
you know,
because
So,
Tennessee
Tennessee
wasn't
was
it.
not.
So this past, when did they play? Sunday night? Sunday night, when Henry broke that 80-yarder, the first series.
First play.
Did you see how fast? Did you see his breakaway
Dude,
speed?
Gone.
And these younger, faster defensive backs are trying to catch him.
They can't.
I was amazed.
He was at least just as fast and on a better angle. That's at a minimum. Unreal. He's, 50 pounds heavier,
Yeah.
at least, than most DBs, outrunning them.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are we
He was
doing?
gone, dude.
He's a cheat code.
Now, in the touchdown side of the rushing, kind of the list is Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Kyron Williams, all at 5. 4, Barkley, Jaden Daniels,
Crazy.
David Montgomery, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker at 4, and then an absolute host
Landslide,
at
yeah.
3.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, obviously it's still early on in the year
yeah,
for
they'll
the
spread.
touchdown wise, but from the yards percentage, the yards wise,
Yeah.
we at least have a sample size. Let's roll into receiving yards. What?
Hell yeah!
I mean,
No, you're fine.
So let's go 1 to 5 on this one. Let's go backwards. Go forwards. Nico Collins with an elite 489 yards through 4 games.
From Michigan.
And who is number 2?
Malik Neighbors 386.
Timeout, please. For one, Malik Neighbors being second in the league in receiving yards as a rookie is awesome. It's exactly what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Number 2 is he's 100 yards behind Nico Collins out of week 4. Good Lord.
Is that how good Nico Collins is, or is
Yes.
that also C.J. Stroud targets?
Well,
I mean, I know from
it's
the
both.
target share percentage.
I think it's more impressive. I think with Nico, it's impressive given the other weapons that are there.
Correct.
Right.
We thought that there was going to be no clear-cut one, and we're way off.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs probably has more touchdowns,
Right.
but Nico Collins is just moving them chains. He's averaging 120 yards a game.
Yeah.
That's the average.
I have Nico Collins in one of our dynasty leagues, and we have a guy that's trying to offer me absolute terrible just trade value just to get Nico Collins, even though when I ask for not even what I think he's actually worth, but the lowest I would take a deal at, he thinks it's outrageous.
And he attacks you for it.
Yeah, and then he's like, how do you think this is a good deal? And I'm like, look.
Like, it's not a good deal. He's
not
coming to me.
Yeah, you want him from me. I'm not giving the number 2, maybe the number 1 after next week if Malik Neighbors doesn't play from a fantasy points wise. But you telling me the number 1 receiving yards guy is not worth what I'm asking?
Crazy.
Absolutely not.
Let's run
crazy.
through this list. 'Cause
All right,
I want to talk about fantasy in our league.
Yeah, DK Metcalf is third, 366. Juwan Jennings, 364. And Justin Jefferson.
Chill, Harper.
Chill, Harper. 358 for Justin Jefferson.
Jay Cheddar.
It's the first name we thought was going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's at 5.
And then
Wild.
And then touchdown wise, This one is just a whole horse of 3, so I'm just going to give the one that's 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4, and Justin Jefferson at 4, and then there is
just a slew.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Evans
7,
and Godwin are in there.
8, 9, 10 guys at 3. So I mean, there's just a whole horse there, and honestly, Justin Jefferson with 4 receiving touchdowns now. Obviously, there really isn't. I mean, there is some other weapons, but Justin Jefferson's with 4.
He's the main guy.
He's the main guy. Marvin Harrison's 4. He's the main guy. Interesting. Jamar Chase 3. From a fantasy points perspective, has kind of been a flash in the pan for a lot of people each
Per
week.
usual, let's be honest.
But he's got 3. Your boy Mike Evans 3. Chris Godwin, which this is, I know I wasn't going to get too much into this list, but Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on the same team, getting 3 touchdowns each in 4 weeks. That's something to talk about for Baker. Anything else we want to talk about in these before, or we just want to get in our dynasty or our redraft league?
I'd like to just get right in.
All right, let's get in there, man.
So Terry is no longer undefeated.
Terry,
the neighbor kid, took him down this week with a
That's
150-point victory over his 99 points. Terry had a bum week. Josh Allen only got him 7. Ayuk only got him 6-8. Pitts got him a big fat goose egg. And you know what's crazy about Pitts is he was targeted 3 times. I don't know how many were catchable. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Not great. So we got the Kingslayer, neighbor kid, going ham. The top dog just beat Sean O'Mac. Sean O'Mac put up 138 and lost. He lost to Gill, the worst team in the league.
Is he really the worst team in the league?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He put up 168 points on his dumb ass, though. It's because of his Jordan Mason pickup.
Right.
That is saving his team an awful lot this year, and Kittle is the only tight end that knows how to be a tight end. So, anyway, we got there. We do have a Dynasty League. We don't talk about it that often, but I do need to say this. I feel like I have to. I'm 0-4. I'm getting my ass kicked in the Dynasty because I went young guys over established guys. 7 out of my 15 spots are rookies. I went a little crazy.
You might have
My
shipped
bad.
it a little bit too early.
It's my bad.
It's okay.
It's my first year in Dynasty ever. I kind of fucked that up.
We learned.
I'll blame Preacher next year. It's not a big deal.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not too far behind you.
No, you're not.
So, that wraps up our fantasy leagues.
For now.
You get there, Hart?
Yeah.
All right.
We don't have any trades to go. I'm trying to get Montgomery from Sean because he got him on such a deal. I'm trying to snag him. Be like, look, you only paid this. It's not working.
We don't have to bring that up again. Anyhow, let's get into our pick'em rankings before we start previewing Thursday's
Absolutely.
game. Sean went from week 2 a 23-25 to a 35-29 record.
Went ham.
You went from 3rd to 2nd. You are now 1 game back from Evo, which is now 36-28. And I laid a bag this week. I went from 26-22.
Do you have the individual?
I don't even want to do it. I don't want to get in there.
That's fine.
It was a rough week, boys.
Yes, it was.
Went from 26-22, 1 game back, hoping I would gain the lead to 3rd place. And I'm not as bad as Sean was in week 2. But I am 33-31, so
you're getting there.
Hopefully I can have a Sean week. And
you're 1 bad week away, Leroy.
I am really 1 week away. So I'm just going to get ahead and kind of say who our Thursday picks are.
Yeah,
we all went the Bucks. So
you're
Bucks,
damn right.
That's right.
You're going to blow the mic out.
But Sean, what do you have to say to coming back from being third by a long shot?
It feels great, man, honestly, because I was down in the dumps. My picks were not hitting, dude. Dude, I'm like, and then I looked at the board watching the game Sunday. I started peeking at it. I'm like, okay. And then, last night sealed it up.
Yeah, that is, good games last night, too.
It was actually good games.
Kind of shocking. The Titans pulled that out.
Yeah, but the Dolphins really don't have too much right now with Tua being gone. I mean,
but how hard is it to throw a fucking screen pass?
But it's been a team in shambles.
It has,
and
they need Tua back now. Tannehill.
I'm not happy with Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I bet as a Tyreek fantasy owner, you're livid.
Wait, do you have him?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do actually. I'd like to trade him away right now, but
I'll give you Devin Singletary.
I don't want Devin Singletary. But let's actually get into Thursday night's matchup. What everybody's been here for. If you checked in for now 40-some minutes through this pod, thank you for showing up. Thursday night's game in Atlanta, 8:15 prime video. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Your Bucks versus the Atlanta Falcons. Last meeting was last December. The Bucks won 29-25. Quarterback stats, because this is a interesting quarterback stats here. Baker Mayfield, 984 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins, 864 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
If Kirk O'Chains could actually control the ball a little bit more and not throw the interceptions. Now, granted, maybe not necessarily always his fault on interceptions, but we're within, we're just over 100 yards in passing, half the touchdowns, double the interception rate. What do we think Baker and Kirko will bring to this game?
I think they're both in for big games. Even with Kirk O'Chain's numbers looking a little low, our secondary is still kind of torn apart with no Winfield. I believe he's still out for this week.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we're still down our CB3 as well. It's just not looking good. Our secondary is probably going to get tore up. Me knowing that Vita Vea is playing, Bajan, I'm hoping we'll keep him contained, so we'll take him out of the game. Davante David, he's a great run stuffer, and he's great at defending the tight end, so I'm hoping he can also help with Bajan and help with Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirk is really going to have to rely on London and Mooney. Mooney's been a great asset to that team for sure. London's drawing a lot of attention, and Mooney's just kind of slinging away. I expect my Bucks to win. Like I said earlier, as long as Mike Evans is hitting, that offense is hitting. Now, is it time to hand the reins over to Bucky? He looked phenomenal.
He did. He looked really good.
I love Rachaad White. You guys know that. I said he's in the top 10 of running backs. He is not showing it this year. He's had one good week so far. But I think Rachaad White can catch some passes this week, get the offense rolling a little bit. I wouldn't be hesitant to start White this week against the Falcons. If you have any Buccaneer besides K-Dot, fire him up.
Sean,
K-Dot.
Yeah, don't fire up K-Dot. He'll get you the same amount of points as Kyle Pitts did last week. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like this Atlanta offense is replaying it from last year and the year before that.
Crazy.
I don't get that whole Atlanta thing, but one thing I do want to say is with Tampa Bay, if I had Bucky, I would play him this Thursday. For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I've watched some of the game this past week, and he catches a lot of balls out of the backfield.
Just like him and Rachaad White are basically interchangeable. He is a little more efficient as a runner than White is, but they're essentially the same guy. They're elusive. They're pass catching. We needed a power back. So the Lions, for example, I'm going to bring them up. They have the best running back duo in the league because they have Gibbs the elusive, Montgomery the power. We just have two elusive. When I saw us pick Bucky, I said, what are we doing? We already have the elusive guy. But, hey, man, I don't make them calls. I trust Jason Licht.
What about Coach Bowles?
I don't trust him.
Oh.
Give me Vrabel.
Oh, you want Vrabes?
I do.
Oh, okay. All right, well, do you want to get into your bet of the week?
I will get into my bet of the week.
All right. I do not endorse gambling as to preach.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin 4 touchdowns. The only Falcon on here is Kirk Cousins for 225. Baker Mayfield for 250. I got Evans getting 60, Godwin getting 50 yards, and Godwin getting 6 receptions. That's $10 for $415.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Now, if you want to get risky, I've got a second.
Oh.
If you want to get risky.
Really risky?
Because I think we're going to have a big game from Big Mike. We got Mike Evans to score 2 touchdowns.
Whoa.
Mike Evans for 110 receiving yards. Mike Evans for 6 receptions. Baker Mayfield to throw 2 passing touchdowns. Obviously, just to boost that up a little bit. Baker Mayfield for 275. Godwin for 80. And Godwin 6 again. If you want to get risky, that's $10 for $850.
And I'm sure there's probably going to be some kind of profit boost.
Yeah, the profit boost was on the first one I had mentioned. The no sweat bets on the risky one. That's how you're supposed to do that on FanDuel. If you want an in-depth thing, comment on the video. I'll post a separate thing how you should be betting on FanDuel. Even though I lose, you still got to be strategic about how you spend your money. Grow up. Anyway.
How much money have you lost?
I made a 141 last week.
Oh.
So I'm down $100 through 4 weeks, which is actually not too bad.
That's not bad. I think in this game, I think Bucky is almost there, not there yet. And I say that because I've always thought that Bucky would have been a guy for next year.
Yes.
And that Rachaad White would have been the guy this year. Clearly, White's showing that he's not. But I feel like you just have to run with what you got right now.
I do too.
And maybe if you're in 2-3 weeks, I think Bucky might be in that position where he can at least survive the rest of the year.
Yes.
But I think really for Bucky, it's going to be next year that he's going to really emerge as the guy there. In this game, I'm excited to see what Baker Mayfield does. Baker destroyed an Eagles defense, which
picked him apart.
I mean,
that's what he's been doing all season, except for Denver.
Atlanta isn't necessarily the greatest defense in the world,
but they're not bad.
I'm kind of excited what Baker does this upcoming week. Anything else, boys?
I don't think so.
Just a reminder, you got buys starting this week.
Oh yeah, we do.
Play your lineup.
Well. If you're listening on Spotify, thank you for listening to us. If you're listening on YouTube, we appreciate you coming. If you're coming from Facebook, TikTok videos, welcome to the Gridiron Goons. We really love you.
Give us a like and a comment.
Yeah, and share it out with your friends, too.
Absolutely.
We love every time you get a share. So, anyhow, I'm Preach.
Sean O'Mac.
And I am Brandon, and that is us, the Gridiron Goons, at the Gridiron Goon Studios. And always remember, buys are starting. Don't get caught playing someone out. This is your week.